What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of LINEMAN Football, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. We have a new competitor in the visor space. That competitor is going to be HD Visors, or their site is Helmets and Decals. They have come out with visors that oddly do look like a couple other companies, but they're offering them at very affordable prices. So they have two visors. We have the version 2, which is pretty much an Oakley visor, with the really cool bubble effect to it. And we have the version 1, which if I was going to compare it to a visor, the shape of it is more like an Adidas old visor, but it is flat with a small amount of like that kick out. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's not as flat as like say a Shock visor or a Nike visor or an Under Armour for that matter, but it has a little bit of an interesting shape to it. And yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, now one of the things I actually really like about the visor space is like there's no big people that have taken it over. Like a lot of people are Nike, Under Armour, whatever, but like there's Shock, who has grown a lot, and now we have a new competitor here. Now these guys, one of the things I actually like about what they're doing is their colors are different. In my opinion, the mirrored visors are starting to get a little bit played out. Mirror visors used to be really cool because it was harder to get your hands on one, and when you did, it was very expensive. But then everyone was getting a mirrored visor, right? They were just so common. But what I actually like about what he's doing is he's going a little bit more of those like translucent colors. So he has like a grape, a slime, just something a little bit different that you're not seeing as much anymore. However, if you are still all about that mirrored look, he has a bunch of different ones on here. I have like an emerald looking one here where you can actually see through it slightly. And I have a full chrome mirror one here as well. Now, as far as fitting these visors in helmets go, it was actually quite easy to do. Now, if you have a larger overbuilt face mask, you're never gonna wanna go with a bubble visor like this because they're just too tricky to get in. So I would recommend going with a straight visor, more like this one. Now, if you do have more of an open face mask, I would definitely recommend going with the bubble. It just looks a little better and it fits in there fantastic. So from that perspective, it kind of depends on what you want from your helmet because you will have both visor options there as well. Now, attaching these visors, a lot of companies have come out with like quick clips and quick release. They just have these standard, what you saw from Nike and Oakley in the past, just the visor clips on here where they're just like a screw system. Personally, these are very cumbersome to use, so I'm not a really big fan of them. I would go with zip ties. Another nice thing about these visors is the price, where some visors are slightly more expensive. Again, you don't have the same ranges as you do with like cleats. But these are only like for like a clear, I think was 25 bucks. And then they get up to like 45 bucks. Whereas, you know, Shock and other companies are like starting at the 45 and they work up to like 50, 60. So a slightly cheaper option if you are just trying to get your hands on something to try out. Now, as far as the legality goes, these visors, guys, you'll have to look at your states, anything like that. Please don't put in the comments where you're from and ask if it's legal. I don't know. The rules in Canada are currently neither of these visors would be legal in any Canadian amateur league. But Canada runs it different. We run it as a whole country. We don't run it as on a city or state level. But enough talking about these visors. Let's just go put them on a helmet and see how easy it is to do. And more importantly, we're going to test the scratch resistance. We do have two here. Let's see how easily they can just pop in. Now, historically, the bubble is going to be a little bit tougher to get in. I'm going to throw the bubble on this guy. Okay, so it does fit in here really nice. Now, the only problem is because I'm using a custom face mask, you can see where their holes are lining up. So I noticed this on both, that the holes for the visors are actually lining up like right against this bar here, which is pretty standard across all face masks. You can see the same one on this speed. So you might run into issues there if you do want to use their quick release clips. However, traditionally, a lot of people have used zip ties, so I'm not going to really give them a lot of problems there. But let's try this one. This one's a little bit of a different shape here. Straight visors are always going to be super easy install, just because the nature of the game, it's easier to fit in. Now, obviously, you do have more gapping at the front here, as you can see. Right, you have a larger gap in that front area, but that's part of the thing. You get a little bit easier install and take out and put back in, but it doesn't have that same exact fit like you might like. Here's something I don't want to do, but I have to do it for science. I'm going to grab this face mask and I'm going to have to hit the visor, which I don't want to do, but I have to. So they do give you microfibers. So let's see if we can see the scratches on here. As you can see, I definitely made a lot of marks in here. But it actually didn't mark up that much, which is really nice. This coating marked up a lot more than this coating. One deeper scratch right in the middle, right there. Boom. See that thing? Hey. So there's that. There's a little bit at the bottom here. Let's see if I can get that off. No, that comes off. A little bit on the edge. But otherwise, this thing like polished right back up. Down there. Yeah. So it actually looks like all this scratching on here, for the most part, was all coating from the face masks. So the only time you're gonna get scratches in these is actually just gonna be if you have a face mask where it has some exposed metal, right? So you run the risk when face masks start to get a little older, a little more beat up like this, that's where you're gonna start to cause issues. But as long as you do have a coating on the face mask, you're actually good to go. So let's recap. They install easy, or would install nice and easy with these clips. You've seen those 100 times before. They have a couple different shapes, which is really nice. They have some really cool chrome effects. I'm assuming they have clear as well. And from a durability standpoint, they do hold up too, which is really good to see. So what did we learn today? These are incredibly scratch resistant. They don't have an anti-fog coating yet, but they are working on it from what they told me. They're a really good price. They have a lot of good colors. So if you are looking for an alternative, guys, check out HD Visors. There you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review on the HD Visors 1. These are really cool. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link in the description down below. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching.